Hello there, Team Explorers. Another Saturday, another adventure. Thank you so much for tuning in to KTN. Today, on the Hotspot Show, we explore Egware Museum, and I'm told there are lions sleeping in these stones because this is a stone museum and so much is happening behind these doors. Now, Team Explorers, come on in as we explore this hotspot for the next 30 minutes. Welcome to the inside of Egware Museum. Truly, this is a keeper of a hidden inheritance. Abel here is with us and he's going to take us through the entire museum. Gonga Tano, because you have brought, I like the energy, you have brought us to Abagusi land with so much history written around it. You're talking about the land, the people, the arts, the crafts. Please.
And the material.
And the material, which is the stone, exactly the main element of this show as we explore this amazing and one-of-a-kind museum located in Nairobi. So join us, Team Explorers. We already said for the next 30 minutes, unatupeleka Abagusi. Wanaendanga na gari gani, by the way, if you travel to Abagusi?
And zile za mafruits. Kuna easy coach. Ziko mingi.
Tunawajua. Please, and for this session, call me Gaki. Which name can you give me? Gaki, because
we can call you Kemunto.
Kemunto. Aiwe, sawa. Here we are, a museum standing tall and beautiful in Nairobi city. Yet a lot is written in here. Right from what we are seeing here, but first introduce us to this space, when it was open, and what's the beauty of this space, making it a hotspot.
Thank you so much. Karibuni, welcome to Egware Museum. This is the first living museum of its kind in sub-Saharan Africa, to be honest. It's the first museum of its kind ever in Africa. We call it a living museum because all the pieces that we have here, everything that we do here is done by living artisans. It's done by artists that are alive and breathing, and it's items and sculptures that are changing day in, day out. So that's specifically why we call it a living museum. It's a living and breathing thing, and it essentially tells the stories of relentless work, relentless talent, work that is, it's amazing. It's amazing.
It's incredible, and I like the fact that you're connecting generations to generations, because tell me, where on earth will I ever see up close and personal, as someone sculpting soapstone if I don't go to Abagusi? But here you are introducing us to this beautiful space. I like it. First things first, what is a soapstone and what's the beauty of this soapstone?
Thank you so much. So soapstone is a mineral just like marble. It's a mineral. It's a typical mineral that is mined from the earth, but specifically Kisii soapstone, because we have soapstone around the world. In Africa, you find soapstone from two countries, that's Zimbabwe and Kenya. But around the world, you have soapstone in China and in Brazil. Sorry, in India, in Brazil, not China, around the world. And actually, those two countries are the biggest exporters of soapstone as we know it. But their soapstone is mainly used for manufacturing purposes. So they manufacture it to sell things like tiles, countertops, and items of the sort. But the stone that we have in Africa, in Zimbabwe and Kenya, soapstone specifically, is used for decorative pieces. It's used to make pieces and items that speak to the culture and heritage that is Africa. And to be specifically here in Kenya, to speak to the culture and heritage of the Kisii people.
I just like how you've put it, and I mean, we can already tell the difference, because from where I'm standing, I'm just throwing my eyes over, and I'm seeing beautiful masterpieces that can be used anywhere, kitchen, your living room, bedroom, outside, and just anywhere. So long as you're creative, you will never miss a place to put soap, including how you're placing, these boards of information. Now walking into this museum, I see these screens around, displaying what I see people harvesting, or not harvesting, rather, mining soapstone, to so much so. Please give us a rundown of upon arrival. The first step, and then what's this that I'm seeing and how long the tour takes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It would be my pleasure. So once we welcome our customers into the museum, they're usually met by Sheila, of course, who handles our reservations,
yes,
who then invites them over and
the
hands
bubbly
them over.
Sheila.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So Sheila hands them over to me. I stand in as the museum experience executive, and my job is to essentially make sure that by the time we get to the stone, the customer understands soapstone better. They understand Kisi soapstone. That way, when they're interacting with the stone, it means much more to them, more than just a stone that they get to hit and leave with a piece. So the museum itself has been divided into 4 chapters.
Okay.
And the chapters are the land, the material, the craft, and the people.
Ideally what we are seeing here, and
Exactly.
we also have pamphlets.
Absolutely,
All
yes.
right.
Material, yes.
Okay.
And we have pamphlets for the people as well. So, and we divided it like this, and we have been very intentional because it's important for you to understand where the stone comes from first.
Yeah.
Once you understand the stone, then you're able to understand better the material that is the stone. And then to make it make even more sense, then we introduce you into the art of Kisi soapstone sculpting. Now, sculpting is an ancient trade that has been there for ages and ages.
Yes.
But specifically today, we're talking about Kisi soapstone sculpting, which speaks specifically to the stone that is mined from Kisi.
Okay.
So sculpting is, of course, is found in Kenya. Everywhere we have the Kamba guys who do a lot of wood carvings and a lot of wood sculpting. But now, as we're talking about Kisi soapstone sculpting. So sculpting is not unique to Kenya.
Yeah, and
to the
Africa
Kisi
in general.
Absolutely. Then after we introduce you into the craft, then we go into the people, the Kisi people. We learn about who they are, what it is that they do on a daily basis, the economical activities and things that keep them alive and are breathing, essentially. Yeah. So just to give you more context and more details, you did ask how long the experience takes.
Yeah.
Usually it takes anywhere between 30 to 40 minutes,
All right.
which is usually good time for us to be able to impact the customer more. Which then helps them when they're interacting with the stone.
Yeah.
Now, the stone itself comes from Tabaka, like I mentioned. Now, Kisi is, usually when we say Kisi, people assume that Kisi is one huge county, but no. So there's 2 counties from Kisi.
Right.
There's Kisi County and there's Nyamira County.
Yeah.
But the stone itself comes from Kisi County. Now, in Kisi, I'm not really sure about the constituencies and all of that, but I just know that in Kisi, you go to a place called Tabaka, which is up the hill somewhere on your way to Rongo, and you come into this bubbly town called Tabaka. Tabaka is also a famous town because there's an old mission hospital that has been there for a while.
All right.
And that area is known specifically for that hospital and now for the stone.
All right.
Yeah. So the stone is found.
Tabaka sounds like tabaka mbalimbali. If you know Swahili, then clearly you know the depth of what tabaka means.
That's true.
All right. I got a good one.
That's a very good one, actually.
Yeah.
Tabaka
you
mbalimbali.
can use it some other time.
I'll borrow it. Don't worry.
All right.
Thank you so much. So locally, before you can proceed, locally the stone is called Egware.
Egware.
Yeah.
Explains the name of the museum.
Exactly.
All right.
We are trying to stick to our roots, stay close to who we are, which then identifies us as Kisi people.
All right.
So Egware actually means.
So just to cut you short, I can see you are adding a H there, but there is no H. Does it mean the GW in Kikuyu has to be the Ra?
Exactly. It's the phonetics, my God. It's the so it's not Egwa,
Okay.
it's Egg.
We
So
got it.
you have to put the pizzazz in it, so it's Egg to make it Egware.
Okay, wonderful.
I might have not pronounced it well. Kisi people, please don't come for me.
But we are getting there. All
But we're
right,
trying.
back to it. I see. Now, just quickly, just tell us, of course, you're talking about the people, the material, and everything, I see a screen there, and, just behind my producer, I see a screen there. So, does it mean when I come here, I also get to experience by watching, the clips in here, or how goes?
Absolutely. Once you have understood, and once we've taken you through the boards and you better understand the land, the material, the craft, and the people, we allow you also to experience audio visual of the same, so that you can be able, when we talk about the stone, we don't just want you to imagine it.
Yes.
We want you to see it and experience it.
Almost feel it.
Exactly. So we want you to look at the videos that we have of the ladies carrying the mine stone on their backs all the way to where the sculptors are, of the landscape of the mines and how the landscape in general looks like.
Okay.
So the TVs are meant to give you an audio-visual experience of the mines.
Okay, now mlipowatoa Busy TV because you are reminding us of the tampon TVs that we had, everything, all these.
These ones they are ancient. And we've designed them like that so that we can give you a better, the idea is that it's an experiential feeling.
Plus it's a museum.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So everything that we have speaks to something. Yeah.
All right, sawa. So ideally now, this is the corner or the nook that we get to, you either can read by yourself and of course you're here to guide us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then once I'm done with this part, what happens beyond here?
So once you have gone through the whole museum experience,
Yes.
then we take you over on this side, like you mentioned earlier. You're able to experience more and better, a longer version of what we have here.
Yeah.
Just talking about the lands, the mines, the people at the mines, and some of the sculptors.
Okay.
And then we take you through our impact as well. One key thing to note, if you'll allow me, is we are a social enterprise, meaning that all the work that we do, all the proceeds that we get,
Yeah.
every customer that walks into Egware is essentially buying into the dream that we have for the sculptors. They're essentially saying, I am part and I am willing to be part of this great cause, to be able to support the sculptors that we have.
All right.
I don't know if you'll allow me, but
Yeah.
for us, because we are a social enterprise, we have our two biggest objectives are to build a big sculpting school in Kisii, to allow the younger generation, or rather anyone who's interested in the art and the craft, to be able to walk in and come out with a skill.
Oh, wonderful.
I don't know if Sheila had mentioned earlier, but there is currently, as we speak, there is no transfer of skills from the older generation to the younger generation, meaning that this skill is on the verge of death, essentially. If an apocalypse happens and all the sculptors that we have pass away, it means they go with the skill. And that kills a heritage, a life, it kills it.
I can only imagine. And while you're just mentioning all that, you highlighted, you know, this is where a rich history of the great sculptures that existed during those days and in our times, you know, we get to explore and experience their work. Probably you can mention to us one or two of these amazing sculptures that are renowned from Abagusiland, whether
Absolutely.
nationally acclaimed or internationally acclaimed.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's very encouraging for us to be able to create such spaces for these sculptors,
Yeah.
because then we are able to open up access to markets that ideally they'd never have access to. What we have is a partnership, and I'd just like to mention some of the sculptors that we have. To start with our own master sculptor here, Chris.
Yes.
There's Crispus, who works with us very closely. He's our in-house sculptor.
Yeah.
We also have Joshua and Josh, who also happens to be Crispus's brother.
And they are quite experienced. Sorry to cut you short, because off camera they said 7 years of sculpting. He was like, you know, I can sculpt you and I can probably sculpt your future. I don't know about that, but let's see.
Well, if he says it, he can do it.
Well, I have his word for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So those are some of the sculptors that we work with closely and directly.
Can you sculpt yourself? Because how did you charge you, Abel?
I'm trying.
Umebaki kwa jina
Under
Biblia.
the able guidance of Crispus, we are getting somewhere.
Sawa.
The next time you come, I'll be able to show a mini me that I've sculpted.
Niko rada yako.
So these are some of the sculptors that we work with. Well, there are so many, as
Yeah.
you'll be able to see. We're currently working with up to 70 software sculptors.
Oh, wow.
It's just the time is not enough. I would have been able to mention all of them by now.
I know. And speaking of time, we are just about to take a short commercial break and then cross over to meet Sheila. But as we wind up, you know, this part one of the show, just generally worrying why it is necessary and important for people to come and experience such places like this, you know, history aside.
Absolutely. I mean, think about it. We are a living, breathing museum speaking to the heritage and the culture of the Kisii people. I mean, this is a craft that should be spoken of. This is a craft that should be exhibited in bigger markets in Europe, in the West, and even here in Africa. So we are allowing people to come in and experience a living heritage that we're helping to promote and to push so that it lives on.
I couldn't agree more, because by and large he says the stone has the story, but we are here to bring the story into proper life, hence the Living Museum. Team Explorers, allow us to take a short commercial break. When we are back, we are crossing over to the other side of the museum, and let's continue exploring Egware Museum. Keep it KTN and keep it the Hotspot Show with me, Yusuf Sayete. See you in a minute. and that is how we come back from that commercial break in style. Of course, this is the wall of names, not the wall of fames, but ideally it's the wall of fame. Sheila has joined us. Hi, very many.
Hi, karibu sana.
You did tell me that there is so many languages up here besides Swahili. Nimeona hapa.
There's Tagalog. We
Tagalog?
have Tagalog from Philippines.
Okay.
We have Amharic. We have Deutsch, German. There's also Kikuyu. Somebody wrote in Kikuyu somewhere.
Okay.
There's Luo around that corner.
All right.
Yeah, so we have very many languages from all the many visitors we've had.
I see, and I'm just trying to read here hapa. Amesema niekewe panga na iandikwe my name, because this person
they had so much
They
fun.
had so much fun, and panga, aka a machete,
Yes.
a handsaw, a chisel is among the tools that you use to sculpt these beautiful arts crafts that you see here. Sheila,
Yes.
I'm excited. I mean, we were with Abel there, and he was taking us through the rich history and the impact that this museum has had, not only to the Abagusi people, but to Kenyans and Africa in general. And looking at what's in here begs so many questions and makes me reconnect to so much, but I want to hear it from you. Tell us, first of all, what is one of the beautiful pieces that you think could be your best pick?
So I have two favorite pieces.
Yes.
They're not here. They're in the
Really?
limited edition collection. So we have the lady standing proud.
Okay.
And then there's the Omorometi, who's a traditional Kisii medicine man. So he will handle head injuries when somebody will have maybe fluid compressing the brain. He'll be the one to treat that problem.
All right, so you want to mean that the culture is not only written in sculpting,
Yes.
but even in these masterpieces.
Yes, same in the pieces.
Beautiful.
Like the lady who's milling millet,
Okay.
grinding millet to make flour for porridge or ugali.
Yeah,
Yes.
and so much so because Team Explorers, you can just see stories written all over. I can see someone drinking water from a bowl. I don't know what this is supposed to mean. Looks like a measure of strength.
Yes.
I can see beauty.
Chess pieces.
And of course not your kawaida soft dish,
dish.
because honey, look at this.
What organ style.
What organ style. And this, this is a candle holder.
Yes,
it
is.
amazes me, how you get to maneuver and get these patterns.
That's through the knifing process defines the patterns and the shapes of all the pieces.
Yeah.
So every piece in the museum is handmade. So when you get to the knifing process, then you get to define if it's a shape or a certain pattern that you want to put on your piece. That's where that process comes in.
Wonderful. And I see you're standing next to a soapstone. If
Yes.
you may, please, we can have a hold of one. And how heavy is it?
Not very heavy. Yes.
But quite the weight.
Quite heavy, yes.
Nikibeba hii mara kadhaa na feel kama nimeenda
Muscles,
gym.
biceps and triceps.
Sawa. So this is what creates the beautiful art pieces
Yes.
herein. All right, combined with the history that we've learned in part 1, guys, this is a wholesome experience. Explains why this is such a hotspot, and thank you so much for sticking around, till this bit. We always take you to amazing places to redefine fun, adventure, and play. Back to the story, Sheila.
Yes.
Upon coming here, tell me, how much does it cost me? Your opening hours, and how long is a sesh? And I need to put this down. We sweat the entire bit.
So when you come in, we'll be at the front desk to receive you.
Yeah.
So it costs 2,000 shillings for children, and then up to the age of 17.
Okay.
And then 18 and above, it's 3,000 shillings.
I'm with this Samia, 18-year-olds. I have just joined adulthood.
Umeshika ID. You are eligible to vote.
Una
Uko kadi? Yes, yeah.
Ni sawa.
So that's how you pay. So to reserve, we have time slots in the course of the day. So you reserve your slot by paying at least half of the amount if you're coming either alone or as a group.
A day prior, or?
You can reserve even a month. We've had people make reservations a month prior to the day they're coming. Yes, plan effectively because you can say you want to come a day before and you find all the time slots are fully booked.
Okay.
So it's important you call us. We'll reach out on WhatsApp or via Instagram. We'll be able to answer all your questions. And then when you come in, you'll complete your payment, and then we have a consent form when you'll consent to participating in the sculpting class, and also you can either opt in or out of social media. So that people come and sculpt, they do not want their photos shared out there, which is totally fine by us. We want you to create memories on stone. And then you get that, then I will hand you over to Abel.
Yeah.
But it's very important when you come in, you read the reason why we exist, which is on the board right at the entrance.
Yes.
And then you will come, you get to do the museum experience, and then now proceed to the sculpting class.
All right, I see. And then ideally now that entire process, because he mentioned it takes around 30 to 45 minutes
Yes.
of the tour, and then now the actual sculpting, how long does it take?
So the sculpting takes 2 hours.
Okay.
So for us, what we encourage the students who come in, even yourself,
Yeah.
cooperate with the teacher. Very important you listen to
Lazima ukue a good student.
Yes, be a good student, listen to Chris, and when you're struggling, always ask when in doubt. When you feel you're struggling somewhere, we're also there to help you. I also step in the class to assist, and we'll help you, guide you through the whole process.
Okay, wonderfully put there, and so far so good. Now, a lot is still on the walls, yeah? I can see
Yes.
right behind one of our videographers, I can see some artwork and some pictures, I don't know. And what I'm seeing here, probably the wall of pictures. Just
Yes.
paint a picture of what we are seeing here.
So from the first photos, which are the highest, those are the men who work in the quarries, in
Yes.
the species soapstone quarries. And then right behind, right in opposite the limited edition collection, we have more men who work in the soapstone industry, sculpting pieces, and some are carrying the stones. So for us, it's important that when you come in, you just not only learn about the history, but you also get to see the men and women. For us, we are their pedestal. They need to be seen, they need to be remembered, they need to be revered.
Absolutely.
And we want this museum to carry that forward.
All right, because yeah, that is where the story began. But coming to the existence of Egware Museum, it did not start from here. It's once started from a shop.
Yes.
Take us back.
So our founder, Mowusu Momanyi, opened a soapstone shop, Bespoke Soapstone.
Okay.
It's in Sarich lower ground floor. Started in October 2023. And through that interaction with people and seeing the greatness of the stone, then that shop essentially birthed the museum.
Okay.
And that's how we are able to grow and finally even have a bigger museum in Kisii.
Wonderful. Having interacted with the stone and these art pieces, where would you place the appreciation of Kenyans and Africans, you know, to this stone and to the arts?
Very many Kenyans actually do appreciate it. I was so surprised. We have a collector named Eric. He loves soapstone. A lot of people coming through, they've had pieces when they were young, even now. And so for us, it's very beautiful when people come in and they're like, I want to make a piece for my own home to add on to my collection. So people are very appreciative of soapstone art, especially Kenyans and Africans. And for us, it's very encouraging that people are willing to support, not just, you're not supporting us, but the community, so that this art does not die out.
Wonderful. And I know one would wonder, probably it takes so much effort, you know, from mining to carving all these beautiful art pieces. Say I want to buy a piece, give me the minimal range and probably the max price.
So I will not be able to give you that price.
Yes.
And the reason being, different colors of stones are found in different quarries. And again, the production time and how much detail you want in a specific piece. So commission pieces are a whole different ball game because people have specifics and there are so many details to go into that, the process of that. So that you will have to get in touch with the curator, and then he'll be able to give you a price range depending on the piece you want curated for you.
Okay,
Yes.
but ideally, would you say it's an expensive affair, say I want to buy this or that, because we have this notion, you know, not notion per se, but we appreciate the art and the effort, you know, put in such amazing works, you know, and saa zingine tunaogopa bei, so mwingine atasema na soft dish ni ngapi?
At least. So for me, what I want even people generally to know, let's not focus too much on the price because everything is made by hand. I think you've seen from the videos when the stones are being hewn from the ground and the transportation and the sculpting. So I'll put this in essence. If this was somebody maybe coming from Europe or the States and they were doing this by hand, people would be willing to pay even millions for that one piece of stone. So don't look at the price, but look at the effort. It's handmade. There's very few things now that are made up by hand. And this is the last standing Kisii traditional craft that is remaining. So look at it in that essence. You're owning a timeless piece of stone in your home.
I agree, and I think to add on that, really you cannot put a price to culture, because we all know what goes in there and what culture means. And for us to spiral this into the other generations, please, it's all about the memories, the story, and what these stones carry. Sheila,
yes,
we want to close the show. A parting word, maybe anything there for adventure seekers, yes, you know, trying not to look coming to this space to explore?
Come excited, come well fed. It takes a lot of energy. Yes, kuja kama umekula at least, because you need your strength to sculpt and all that. Come with the spirit of adventure, and also, yeah, be willing to learn and embrace the possibilities of soapstone.
Wonderful, and I do not want to add any more to that, because you see that last bit, you're going to get it exactly and feel it on the next episode, because exploring this place has been amazing, so much so that we have to extend it. So we have a second edition of this space where we are going to experience carving and stone to a piece of art or a functional piece. Sheila, asante, yes, sana. Tafadhali niambie, how do we say karibu and kwaheri in Kisii?
You say welcome is mbuya, thank you is mbuyamono.
Mbuyamono.
Mbuyamono is saying thank you. Goodbye is tororane.
Turorane.
Yes.
Turorane, and Turorane, the next episode of the Hotspot show here on KTN, same time, but the same hotspot. But please tell us where you want us to visit next, because we are ready for you. Always remember to explore the world around you. Take care. See you next Saturday. From me and the amazing entire crew, we wish you a splendid weekend. Keep it KTN.